bad deal, threatens the security of the American people, and we're going to do everything possible to stop it.
Now, here's who loves it. Iran's banks are licking their chops as they're set to gain re-entry into the virtual bloodstream of global finance. But they're not the only ones waiting on the gold rush. U.S. and foreign banks and businesses are absolutely thrilled, make no mistake about this, about the prospect of a new and fertile market smack in the middle of the Middle East. Tehran. Can you imagine how many iPhones you could sell there? Even billionaires are weighing in. Energy investor Wilbur Ross told me this yesterday.
From our parochial standpoint with the shipping, I think it'll be fine. I haven't seen the full agreement. I'm not sure anybody has.
He likes it. He's invested in energy shipping, but putting all the money and some of the emotion aside, what's the real deal? Will this be a footnote or a real regret years from now, whether it's from a military or business standpoint or just plain diplomacy? Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, Fox News military analyst, is here. And in a Fox Business exclusive, we've got Cliff May, president of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. And Cliff, your colleague is going to be, I believe, testifying in just about an hour, correct, before members of Congress about the deal. What is he going to say?
Well, I think he's going to try to point out some of the fundamental flaws in this agreement, and they are numerous. We have more of them being revealed every day. This is an agreement that doesn't have what you would call a robust regimen for inspections. The Iranian rulers will be able to keep the inspectors away from military sites or suspicious sites for a long time, maybe forever. This is an agreement that was meant to stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons. In fact, it provides more than one pathway, a patient path if they want to abide by the agreement, but a faster path if they cheat as they have in the past. It will give $150 billion to the Iranians that they can spend on terrorism. We know there are at least two side agreements. This was revealed yesterday by Senator Cotton and by Representative Pompeo that Congress is not even privy to. They will not even know the results of what the inspectors find at Parchin. So we can go on. And there are also nuclear developers and proliferators in Iran who are being delisted, who are going to be off the list of terrorist sponsors that have been designated. It's a very fundamentally flawed deal.
Colonel Peters, the U.S. is in the crosshairs, of course, but I have to say, you had the UN Security Council giving a unanimous vote to this just the other day, and that includes France, Germany, the U.K., We're not the only ones who seem to think that this isn't the worst idea. And besides, the UK has very big intelligence that shows that how dangerous the Iranians can be. They seem to be comfortable with this.
Well, I think they just had to accept the fact that President Obama was going to do this deal. It was going to get done. And the deal's a joke, and the joke's on us. But the British didn't want to be left out of the gold rush. The Europeans have been salivating. There have been European business reps in Tehran for months getting signature-ready deals concocted. And just on Sunday, the Bundeswirtschaftsminister, their Secretary of Commerce, German Secretary of Commerce equivalent, he flew to Tehran. He's been doing deals all week. I mean, the Iranians are brilliant. They just beat us on every single count. We get nothing out of this deal. The Iranians are now snaring all the European business and ensuring that there will be no snapback. Because, as Cliff and I were talking, every businessman who cuts a deal with Iran becomes a lobbyist for Iran in Europe.
Okay, and I get all of that, and you look at exactly what's happening and how sensitive the Israelis are to this deal, and rightly so. The Iranians have said, we want to wipe the Israelis off the map. I mean, come on. This is our closest ally and that real democracy in the Middle East. However, you have a lot of business owners and business leaders here in the U.S., many of whom are Republican, and I'm not saying that GE is run by Republicans or Halliburton or Schlumberger. They're all dying to get into this market, aren't they, Cliff?
Well, they may be. I mean, they should be careful about that, because they should understand that this remains a regime that is a leading sponsor of terrorism in the world. This remains a regime that treats its own people very badly, hangs gays,
do you see any validity, either of you, to the point that I've heard some people make, that you open it up to all of these Western ideas and Western materialisms and things like that, and maybe things really do change in Iran? Colonel Peters?
oh, sure worked with Russia. Wow, that worked out well. Hey, working great with China, right?
Yeah.
No, this is all nonsense. And, you know, if I may, even beyond the very important economic considerations, as we enrich Iran, the world's #1 sponsor of terror, the deal accelerates Iran's path to being the hegemon of the Persian Gulf, where, you know, still the cockpit of the world's oil and gas supplies, despite all the other fines. Beyond all that, what Obama and Kerry have done by rushing this deal to the UN Security Council was to subvert our system of government. You know, we can talk about Congress all we want. It's about domestic politics now. Congress is now sidelined. They're out of the game. No matter what Congress does, the deal is done. The Europeans are in. Sanctions aren't coming back. Iran wins. We lose, period.
We shall see. Colonel Peters saying that it doesn't matter what Congress says. We've lost the opportunity to say no to this deal. We will see. Colonel Peters, thank you so much. Cliff May, Foundation of the Defense of Democracy's president. Let us know how the testimony goes today. We appreciate it. We are now